everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. As you can see, I am creating another Latina. Yeah, I know, we just keep multiplying. All right, so I wanted to start off today by telling you guys what I did over the weekend. Over the weekend, I came across this quote as I was preparing for my speech. And that quote is, if you ever want to pursue success, you need to be uncomfortable. If you ever want to pursue success, you need to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because success is a very uncomfortable feeling. So you need to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And one of the reasons why this quote resonated with me so deeply is due to the fact that I'm about to share something with you that is very personal. And when I mean personal, I mean that it's the kind of personal where I can sit in a room full of people and my story makes me feel uncomfortable. And I'm sure many of you can relate to that. You have so many issues and problems that could arise, and you have to be at work, you have to be at school. And sometimes it's hard to concentrate on one thing because you have so many other things on your mind. So with that being said, I'm going to share with you my story and a little bit about myself. So, as you know, my name is Arianna. I was raised by a single mother who was born in San Juan del Rio, Durango, Mexico. And my father was born in Michigan. Now, being raised by a single mother is not only hard for her, but it's hard for the child as well. There are many times when I wanted my mom, but she had to support and provide for us. So like her, I had to learn to stretch myself thin and to become independent, more independent than others early on. Now, where was my father in all of this? My father is a very caring and loving man with a tender heart. But he struggled his entire life with substance abuse. For my entire life, my father had an addiction problem. Now, the substances would turn my father into a different person. They would turn him violent. They would turn him into a person that I didn't recognize, because that's what substances do to you. They turn you into another person. Now, due to my father's track history with substance abuse, he landed himself in and out of jail several times. In 2016, he was sentenced to 1 to 2 years at a correctional facility for driving under the influence / intoxicated several times. So he was released on November 1st of 2017, and as he was getting released, I was excited. I was excited to help him get him back on his feet and to take him where he needed to go. I would be the one to make myself responsible for taking him to and from work. Anything that he needed, I would be the one there available for him. So on November 27th of 2017, 27 days after his release, 3 days after Thanksgiving, I received a call from my mother asking me for my father's sister's contact information. I knew someone had passed away, but I didn't know who it was because at the time my grandmother was very ill. So on the car ride home, I was preparing this speech that I had for my dad about how he needed to stay strong for the both of us, and how, more importantly, he needed to stay strong for himself, because he was the one that needed to get better and move forward. When I got home, my mother sat me down and she told me that my father had passed away from a heroin intoxicated overdose. Now, that speech that I had prepared for my father, the whole car ride home, I now had to say to myself, I now had to tell myself that I had to stay strong for me. I had to stay strong because I'm still here and I have to keep moving forward. Now, as you can see, I've had many obstacles in my life. And part of that obstacle is getting over the trauma from my childhood. But many of us can relate to traumas. Many of us can. Now, my father's death, although it was traumatic, do you think that that's the only hardship I'm going to go through in my life? Do you think that the hardest thing that you've ever been through, it's going to be the last time that you go through something like that? No. It's not going to be the last time. You are continuously going to be challenged in life, and you are continuously going to have to make hard choices, and one of those choices is going to be how you move on. Because regardless of what happens, you have to move on. You have to keep going forward. You know why? Because if you don't, who's going to pay the bills? Who's going to secure your future? Who's going to take care of your family? No one. You only have yourself. Now, with that being said, I want to leave you all with another quote by Steve Harvey. And it is, anytime you have a dream, a vision, an aspiration, or a goal, do you know what happens whenever you have one of those? This thing comes along called life. Life happens. Thank you. My name is Arianna.